Hey guys, Kurt here of NK Garage, and we're back with another flea market tool haul. And if there's any new viewers watching, we do tool hauls every Saturday at 9 a.m. And sometimes we have midweek videos where we'll do tool reviews, tool shop organization, and other tool related things. So let's jump into the tool haul today. I was at the flea market last week and I got a lot of great items. We'll start up here. This is one of my favorite finds, a 15-inch diamond Duluth Dymalloy steel adjustable wrench. And this thing is in really good condition. You know, it's not perfect. It's not like new old stock, but it's in really great shape. These are definitely great adjustable wrenches. Diamond's one of my favorite brands to get. It functions as it should completely. So I was happy to pick that up. I did pay up for this item. The guy had it listed at $30. I bought a bunch of stuff from him. He gave me a little bit of a deal, so I'll say I paid about 27 bucks. But that's a keeper for the collection. So let's move on. We got a couple more diamond tools over here. I was able to find two different diamond pairs of pliers. I also did pay around $4 each for these. We've got the diamond slip joint pliers here. This is like a 10 or 12 inch. Nice chrome finish. I'm sorry, that's a tongue and groove pliers, water pump pliers. This is the slip joint pliers, the K210, also diamond Duluth, nice chrome finish. It's got the signature mark on here, but that's not too bad. It's not too obnoxious. Little knurling on the handles. Very nice tool. This is a nice long one, probably 10 inch. Snap-on. I didn't get much, but I did get this pair of long needle nose pliers. This is the 911 CP, USA made, snap-on long needle nose pliers, red grips. This was listed, the guy had $32 on it. I bought it with these other tools, and like I said, it gave me a deal, so we could call it $27. Snap-on impact socket, nothing special. But I always pick up Snap-on. This was $1. It's a 3/4 inch impact socket. Picked up this stubby 17 millimeter wrench. Unfortunately, no sets or multiple pieces, just this one. But USA made Snap-on stubby wrench. That was a good find for a couple bucks. And I also got this older Snap-on 3/8 combination wrench. I got a pair of vice grips, just another pair for the shop. Never know when you might need another pair. We've got a collection going, but they don't make them like they used to. These old Do-It-Peterson USA made grips are the best in my opinion, so I always pick them up when I can get them for a good price. I think I paid $3. Sometimes I get them for $1, but you can't complain at $3 either. Got a pair of Utica 22-6 needle nose pliers. This one has the spring in the middle. Once I clean it up, it'll return nicer, but it is interesting with the spring. Not many pliers have that feature. This is another pair of Utica pliers, a very small little cutter, and it's probably only 4 inches long. It's got these light green grips on it. It's kind of cool. Definitely needs to be cleaned up. On the bottom row here, I was able to find another Proto screwdriver for the collection. If you guys don't know, I did start collecting these. I think they're just really cool. I love the transparent handle on these guys. This is the butterfly or clutch tip, commonly known as that. Got a pair of Proto slip joint pliers. This was $1. It's got some chrome missing, but I figured I could clean it up and maybe even just take all the chrome off and blue it, or just clean it up enough to make it a user. It's a nicer thin style slip joints. Klein Tools long flat blade screwdriver. This is probably a 3/16 inch by about 10 inch. Again, $1, so not a bad buy. This is really cool. If you guys don't know, finding channel lock tools, especially like the screwdrivers, this one is the scratch-all, these are really rare. They didn't make these in large amounts. I couldn't even find this exact one on eBay to even find like a comparable price, but This could probably sell on eBay for $25 to $30 even in its condition. And it's actually not even that bad. It's just a little bit dirty. Talking about channel lock, I got a nice little pair of end nippers here. It's the 42 little channel lock end nippers. I got a quick wedge screwdriver. This was in one of the bargain bins. Maybe it was 50 cents, so I thought it was cool. These are interesting. I'm not a big fan of them, but I like to put them up on eBay for those guys that do like to collect these and restore them. Didn't get much Mac stuff. I got this line wrench, 3/8 by 7/16, and this little socket, 11mm, 1/4 inch drive. SK department was also light this week. Just came home with a 5/16 combination wrench, 6-point, and a little 1/4 inch drive breaker bar. The breaker bar is in excellent condition. Nice knurled handle on there. This should clean up nice, but it's got the ball detent in there. It snaps in nice. Just a little grimy. We'll move on to the Craftsman collection. I always get tons of Craftsman stuff. Not only is it just super available by me, but they do make good resale items for our eBay store, and I'm also a Craftsman collector myself. I just grew up with this brand, and it hits home for me. Starting at the top, we have some of the full polished ratcheting wrenches. I didn't notice when I bought them, but these two here, the 7/16 and 13mm, are not the USA made, but the 1/2 inch and the 13mm are. So they're the full polish. You can see the USA marks here and here. These were probably made by Western Forge, I assume, when they were also making the SK stuff. So they're basically the SK copycat. Same factory, basically same wrench. Some pliers. We've got 3 pairs of the black grip Western Forge pliers. These are the ones that came with that laser etched logo that you can never read unless the pliers are basically new old stock. But I have learned how to easily identify them, and they don't clean up that bad. They do tend to get staining here on the machine surfaces. I don't know if they were just putting some kind of coating on them or whatnot, but I found if you take some WD-40 and a green Brillo pad and just scrape away at it, you can clean up the dirt, grime, and the rust without removing all of the laser etched logo. Some guys will just completely clean up the whole tool and remove the logo, but for me, I like to see that it was a Craftsman tool, and especially if it's going for resale, that's important to prove that it is actually a Craftsman. Got this older pair, Craftsman with the double lines here, tongue and groove pliers. This is probably a 10 or 12 inch. It's not in the best shape, but I'm pretty sure I got this for like $1 or $2. It's got the detail and the handles down here. This is a Circle P pliers, which I do believe is one of the more harder ones to find. So these can pull $18, $20 on eBay if I'm correct. I got 2 little socket sets. The guy gave me both of these sets for $15, so I paid $7.50 a set. I think it's a 10-piece set. This is the 6-point 1/4 inch drive metric, and this one here is the Deep Well SAE 6 points with the old style, metal little case with the folding top. Down to some of the fun stuff. I got this Craftsman ratcheting screwdriver end here. It's got the flat and the Phillips. I just think these are cool. And this one was, I think it was $2, but I was willing to pay that for it because I don't often come across these with the Craftsman name on them. I got this Torque screwdriver, probably 50 cents or $1, so I picked it up. It'll probably go on eBay. And then we got this little 1/4 inch breaker bar. It's the Craftsman Flying V series. That's one of my favorite vintage ones to find. I just have fun finding them, and I have fun cleaning them up. This one's actually in really good shape. The end here just needs a little bit of lubrication, but the ball detent is very nice and tight. Everything works, really well. I got 3 of these, commonly known as the butterfly style ratchets, because of the switch selector on them. These are from, I think, the late 50s to early 60s. They only made these for like 4 or 5 years or something. These are also part of the Flying V series. No part numbers on them or anything. These ratchets are collectible. I mean, they look cool, and anybody collecting vintage Craftsman ratchets is going to want these in their collection. So I was able to get 1.5 inch drive and 2 3/8 drive. These also had the oil port in the top so that you could service your ratchet with oil. Not sure if anybody actually did that, but if you did, that would have been great. Next up, this is more of a gem than most people would think. This is the Craftsman, I believe, 15-inch long, 1/2 inch drive ratchet. And, you know, most people wouldn't say this is anything special, but if you search that part number on eBay, I believe right now there's only like 1 or 2 on eBay, and they go for about $90. So I got this for 20 bucks. It's going to go in my personal Craftsman collection. It is the first 15-inch 1/2 inch drive ratchet by Craftsman I have ever found out in the wild. They're super rare. We'll take it up top. These are, it's a set of Craftsman with the underline C and the bottom knurled. These are the Circle H sockets. I believe these are out of the 30s. 1/2 inch drive set. I got everything from 1/2 inch up to 13/16. Then it makes a jump to 1 1/16. And then I got one of the 8-point sockets. All Circle H, all from the same time period. I'm probably also going to keep these for the collection and try to fill out the rest of this set because there's only a few pieces missing for the basic set anyways. The Sears Craftsman 4971 combination wrench set. I bought this thinking these were USA made, and then I got them home and realized they were actually the Japanese model, the BF Japan, the molybdenum wrenches. And I'm actually kind of happy about that because these are in really great shape. The whole set is here, even with the original case. The guy had them at $45. I got that price down a little bit, so call it $40. And that was a good price for me to pay for something that really doesn't look like these wrenches were really used. I mean, they're practically new old stock. I think the molybdenum wrenches, you know, was a kind of a cool thing. It was something they did for a little bit. They made them in Japan. So as a Craftsman collector, kind of is a really cool piece to have, and especially with the original case. These are super cool. These are more of the Craftsman Full Polish Professional series, all USA made. I don't know if these tools were even used either. I paid $40 for this, but if you go on eBay, these are actually selling around $100 plus shipping. So definitely a good buy. Might end up keeping them. I just don't know if I can part with them. I don't have a line wrench set in my house, and I've been getting set up with tools. So not only do I get to add something to the Craftsman collection, but I also get some line wrenches out of it. A couple more Craftsman things, just various wrenches here. This guy had this. It's a little more than half a set of metric USA wrenches. He had 18 on it. I paid 15, and then a couple of loose wrenches that I picked up somewhere else for $1 a piece. One seller had all of these sockets, and I started looking through them. You know, one of the things that first caught my eye was this was an old snap-on here. And I asked him what he wanted for a socket, and he was like, well, you know, what are you looking to buy a couple? And I said, well, I'll probably look through and pick out some. He said, I'll sell you all of them for 20 bucks. So I just took the deal. There is a snap-on here. Right here, there's a Mac. There's a bunch of Husky USA in here, some SK. This one's a New Britain. I saw some Blackhawk sockets, like this one. There's some Pittsburgh Harbor Freight junk in here as well, but there was enough USA sockets in here to be worth 20 bucks for me. You know, there's more Macs in here, like this is another Mac socket. There's a couple Craftsman in here. 50% of them are part of the Husky USA stuff. Like, I just pulled 2 of them out right here, but I figured it was cool. I'm hoping the Husky USA, maybe most of those were in here. I'm hoping maybe there's a set. That would be really cool. This case here is just a Stanley case. It's just a little red tin case. So that could be useful for storing some tools, and the sockets were definitely a deal to me. I've bought these before many times. I was walking around and I go, oh, there's more Buck Brothers chisels. This is a 3-piece set. You get the 1/2 inch, 3/4, and 1 inch wood chisels. They have the nice longer comfort grip red handles. I don't know where these are coming out of, but obviously this is new old stock being liquidated somewhere, and resellers are getting their hands on them. My local flea market over in Stormville, New York, I see these half the time I'm there. There's 2 different sellers that have them. They sell them for $5 a piece. I have a set myself. I gave a set to my brother-in-law. They make great gifts, and I've even sold them on eBay for $30 to $35 a pack. So I paid $8 a piece for them. I took all 3 packs he had, and they'll probably go up on the eBay store if anybody's interested. I got these 2 razor blade scrapers. We were working on something the other day, and I realized we don't really have that many. I think we have 2 in the garage, but I always like to have a few more than that. So this one's an all-way, and this one over here is Hyde Tools, made in USA. They both function, just a little bit greasy, and I paid $2 a piece, but for keepers, just shop tools, I figured that was fine. I really like the all-way. It has a good feel to it. Blade goes in really nice, so $2 each was a good deal, and the guy actually gave me a stack of razor blades with them too. Got an old J.H. Williams & Co. double box wrench, 7/8 by 3/4. I'll pick stuff like this up just to put on eBay. Anybody looking to complete a set. They're kind of hard sellers, but I found that if I list them for cheap enough, people are willing to jump on them. So if I can get them for 50 cents or $1, I usually pick them up. But sometimes people are asking, $5 for that, and at that point, I would lose money. And the last 3 pieces down here are all Indestro. I got 2 of the speed cranks. This one here is a 3/8 drive, but this one here is the hex drive. So super old, super vintage. They used to have their own special kind of hex drive thing. I don't know too much about it, but it's a pretty cool logo on here. I'm not sure if you guys picked that up or not, but it says Indestro Manufacturing Co., Chicago, USA. And then I picked up this extension somewhere else, so I'll probably lot these 3 together on eBay, just make it worth it for the shipping, and move them on to somebody who would really like them. I just thought it was cool to pick them up, and I want to show them to you guys. So that concludes it for today's haul. Let me know in the comments, guys. Let me know what your favorite tools are here. Mine are obviously going to be the 15-inch Dymalloy wrench. I have an addiction to adjustable wrenches. There's something wrong with me, and I just can't stop buying them. Nick only allows me to hang up a certain amount here, so I have more hidden back at my house. And I stuff them all over the place, just in case. But you never know when you might need it. I've used an adjustable wrench 1,000 times for 1,000 different uses. And I mean, even if you have a cheaper Taiwan one, you can use it as a hammer. Just never, ever hammer on this end. I get that all the time. I bring home the wrenches, and the jaw won't close all the way because somebody's peened this over by hammering something with it. So if you're going to hammer with the wrench, at least hit it down here or something. Save somebody the trouble of having to grind that back out again. So, like I said, that's my favorite tool. Second to that is probably some of this rarer Craftsman stuff just for my collection. But you guys let me know what your favorites are. I think Nick's is the snap-on pliers. I bought those just for him. He loves a very high, well-made snap-on tool, or really any well-made tool in general, but he's a big pliers guy. So am I. But I'm more into the steel handle pliers with all the detail, all that stuff they put on there. Like, these are okay with the knurling, but sometimes, I mean, they used to have this beautiful detail on the grips of the pliers, so that's what I'm into. But thank you guys for watching today, and if you guys are interested, check it out. Browse if you want for fun, but most of the time when we do these tool hauls, a decent amount of this stuff does end up on our eBay store. You got to understand, when the video comes out, I may have put it up already, or I may not list it for several weeks or a month or so. It just depends on how much I've got going on at the time. I list when I have spare time. So you may find these things right around the video, but sometimes they may come later. And sometimes I might just keep some of the stuff. But if you ever want to ask, you can always send me a message on eBay, and I'll let you know if the item is available or not. But anybody from YouTube gets 10% off. Just use the coupon code NKYouTube. It's in the description down below with the link to the eBay store. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great day. And last but not least, we are NK Landscaping LLC. That is Nick and myself. That is what we do for a living. We do patios, retaining walls, gravel driveways, excavation, drainage. And if you want to see YouTube content on that, there's a link in the description down below. That is the channel run by Nick. He does a great job over there. He does really awesome videos of the excavation. Sometimes he'll do equipment repair videos or equipment reviews. And if you're into equipment and you know what a tilt rotator is, we have one on our mini excavator. It's really awesome. There's tons of content on that on there. So it would mean a lot to us if you could check it out. At least just give it a browse. So thank you guys. Have a great day, and we'll see you on the next one.